Good morning, friends, all my business owners. Do you ever feel that you're losing control over business? You're losing control over operations? If yes, question is, why does businesses lose control over their operations? What happens in that? There are reasons, multifold onto this. The problem is, number one, if you look at it's poor communications, the distribution of communications between the teams. That's what makes the major problem. Then we go ahead. All your processes that you follow in the company, all the processes that your teams follow is basically manual. You run on Excel sheets, you run on papers, printouts, Word documents, PowerPoint. That's what a major concern for you. You should be looking after that, thinking over that. Then, do you have a workflow or a workforce, the team within you, which is disorganized? It looks like everybody is running to achieve a goal, but all the goals of all your team members are not in sync with each other. Did you have a feeling like something like is happening for you? Look at the next option, your finances. Do you really have control over your finances? Do you really have a MIS, an information system that tell you what kind of funds is coming from, where it is coming, where it is going? Any ideas? Most business owners like me only look at the sales and the incomes. Once the PO is signed off, once the purchase order is signed off, we give it and drop it there. Then it goes into a bucket which normally we don't take care of. That's what happens. You have sales, you have good number of sales, lot of projects are there, lot of clients are there. Finally you find you don't have money to pay the salaries. Is that what you all face? Yes. Then the next is your inventory. How nice or how exactly you know what kind of inventory you have, what kind of stocks you have, what is the issues you have in the supply chain. For example, when it comes to delivery to a customer, the major trauma, major problem that we all face, or you say the major frustration that comes to us is the deliveries is not on time. The operations have somehow done their work, they have packaged it up, they have made it ready. Now the problem comes where the delivery chain, the supply chain mechanism is not on the right track. You don't have processes for that. Is this something that's hurting you? Is this something that giving you nightmares, sleepless nights, sweaty nights? Yes. Then I think it's time we should be looking into something or a few things that can help us streamline this. What do you feel? You need to set up systems. It's not a big word. Some people say you set up processes, some people say set up systems, some people say move out of the manual mode, get out of Excel, get out into a proper system or a proper application or a software which can help you do that. This is where we always think of, is there something that's exactly what I need in my business, what my way of working is, what the way the customers want me to work. Can that be enclosed? Can that be pumped into an application, into a software, into a kind of ERP? ERP is a big word. We all get fears, we get titters when we hear about the word ERP because it's like we only heard of SAP. It's a big thing. Yes, it's an ERP. But it's a very big thing. That's not what we need as a small business owner or a medium enterprise owner. We need something that's purely customized to the way I am used to working. That's purely customized to the way my customers are used to getting responses. My customers are used to getting deliveries. My customers are used to getting the customer support, the tech support from my end. We want something that matches with that. Something that indulges in a way that complements our services. It's not that it should go on a different track. It should be something that complements the way we work. That's what is a custom ERP, and this is where the custom ERP comes in picture. We all think of custom ERP, not knowing sure what it is. What is a custom ERP? A very simple thing. Anything that's custom built for you is custom. Very simple. We have a habit of 2 decades back, we were always looking at going to a tailor and custom make or bespoke stitching of a coat or maybe dresses for us, for our functions. Those days have passed by. Why? Because companies have taken over a system wherein they go into contract manufacturing or bulk manufacturing, wherein average sizes are taken into picture of different human structures and that is custom built for different categories of people. It's not custom built for individuals. That's the difference. Now we are looking at custom ERP as custom or bespoke development for an individual company, for a company in their own working methodology. That's what we are looking at with meaning a custom ERP. Now, the next question is, yes, fine. I heard of custom ERP somewhere down the lane somewhere. There were some people who gave me presentation. But really, how does it work for me? I don't know. Something like custom, how can I trust on somebody to know my processes? How can I trust on somebody to build the flow of data, the workflow, the way I work, and build me a custom ERP? And even if I spend my money, spend my effort, my time and get this built, is this really going to bring me back the control I'm looking at, the control I'm dreaming of, the easy life I'm just imagining, like a story in a comic book? Yes, it can help you. It can help you do that. How? Let's go a bit deeper into this, how we do that. What we do is, or what we need to do is, we need to automate each and every of our workflow. And that cannot happen overnight. It cannot happen in one single stretch. It needs to be done piecemeal. It looks to be or need to be done in a way like we have different boxes of different departments, different sub-departments, different workflows. For example, if you go on the bird's eye view is the finance one box, then you go back to the operations, then you go to the sales, then the customer support, then the administration and HR. This is what we should be looking at, right? So going there, the automation, how do we create an automation? We need to write down or sit with the teams who you have decided or finalized will be developing the applications for you. Sit down with them and make a note, list down the way you work. List down, A, this is the first thing I do. B, this is number 2 that happens after the first one. Then this is number 3. And there is number 4 that correlates data from 2 and 3 and brings here. So this kind of data flow is what we need to prepare. Once that is prepared, we should start building applications which can automate them. There is no duplicate entry of work. Multiple people don't create the same kind of data that you need. Multiple team members don't keep on doing the same updations, the same data entry, the same list again and again. It has to be one mother and all the child should come out of that. Whatever goes, whatever process, whatever data you have in your system has to go into the mother. And whatever you need needs to be brought out of that. And while doing that is when we optimize the whole system. We find there are a lot of places we are spending time which is unwanted, which can be avoided. A lot of places there are a methodology of work that we have been following for years is redundant. There are places which can be reduced. For example, there is a workflow that take an hour of a particular employee to finish that task in a particular set of motions, in a particular set of work culture. And that can be reworked. We can find out things which is not needed in that. We can remove it out, plug it out from there. And that is what we call optimization. So initially, we need to create a plan for automation and workflow and then optimize it. How faster, without duplicacy of data, without multiple people engaging in the same work, multiple times at multiple levels, we can give delivery. Here what happens, while optimizing this, the team members who are within our team, they become solely responsible for doing that particular part of work, and they know exactly after coming in the morning, punching onto the biometrics, what they need to do when they sit on the table, when they come onto the workbench, what they need to do, they exactly know. They know from where to get the spares, where what need to fit it, how many turns of each screw that needs to come in there. He knows it exactly. And once he knows that exactly, he does that thing. In the next 20 days, 21 days, it becomes a habit for him. And he's very confident of doing it. He does a perfect job. No question of clarity, no question of doubts there. Everything is crystal clear, like a well-oiled machine it runs. This is what is optimization. You reduce your manufacturing cost, you reduce your timelines, manufacturing or maybe services, you reduce your delivery times. It all happens in different industries. The next thing, what is real-time data? Do you exactly know how many orders you have got? And do you exactly know what is the status of each of these orders in this present time that you're clicking on the screen? To be sure, no way. It's just something that runs in our mind that, yeah, that order had come 4 days back, or 5 days maybe. It should be in this stage. We don't know exactly where it is. So we should set out systems, we should have management information systems which give you real-time data. The exact data at that point of time, each of your deliverable is at what stage, is it stuck? Is there a problem with the system? Is there, for example, if you go into the manufacturing system, is there a problem with any of the manufacturing equipments or tools you have? Is it less than what you should actually be having? Would you like to have more number of tools so that multiple people can improve on their productivity? To know this, to get a data insight onto this, we need to have this real-time data available to us. And that can happen only if you have a custom ERP. There is no other option. You cannot take a book and paper, run into the workshop and run around people and see what's the status of everything every 3 hours, every 4 hours. You can't do. There are a lot more important things that you need to be doing. You should be looking at strategizing things rather than running behind the operations and getting the deliverables. All right? This is the next thing. Then we should have centralized communication. For example, a manager needs to pass on a message to his team for a particular project or particular client or particular happening, particular tool. He should be able to disperse that message to each and every one of his team members in one shot, and he should also know there should be a mechanism wherein he gets a feedback that is there anybody of the member who has not seen that message or not understood that message. That is, we should have a centralized methodology for communicating to the team members. So what happens? The goals of the company, the goals of the whole manufacturing process, the goals of the services process and the company is updated to each and every of the team members, right from the top end CXO to the bottommost sweeper who knows what he is doing and what is this that can be achieved by doing what he is doing. He knows what's the goal of the company and what is his contribution to make sure that the company is growing and achieving that goal. He makes himself comfortable. He makes himself more confident and his deliverables improve. So we should have a communication which is centralized, number one. He should have a communication where the team can collaborate on each and everything. The team should know what is happening at that particular point of time. The next, any of your processes, any of your systems should be scalable. Now I have told you 4 things, and I'm sure this must have kept you pondering upon. How do I achieve this? Should I be able to do this? How do you do that? Get in touch with me. Be in regular contact with our channel. You will get regular updates, regular tips on how to go automate your systems, how to streamline your systems, how to make life easy and have a good growth which is highly scalable and pretty fast without getting in more equipment, without getting in more tools and more team members.